Choosing to be a dividend investor is a great decision in my opinion, but it's probably the easiest decision. From there, you need to decide which types of dividend investments make the most sense given your unique situation. Dividend ETFs? What about dividend stocks? Covered call ETFs? It can be difficult to determine the best path forward. In this video, we're going to set our eyes on a Dividend Aristocrat that has a very strong dividend payment history. We'll take a look at all of the dividend metrics we need to understand, we'll look at the underlying business, and from that point, we can then determine which type of dividend investor is a good fit to own this dividend stock. This is my monthly dividend stock spreadsheet, by the way, where you have access to all of the dividend stocks that have been paying dividends for at least 5 consecutive years or more. It's got all the relevant dividend metrics you need to understand. If you want access to this monthly dividend stock spreadsheet, you can join the Patreon community. There's a link in the description below. You get access to my own dividend portfolio and access to all the trades I make every single month when I make them, and access to the Discord chat, which is probably the biggest benefit because you get access to me as well as all of the other dividend investors. We get trade ideas and we talk about our successes and failures to make ourselves each better dividend investors. If you want to learn more, check out the link in the description below. Okay, so inside of my dividend stock spreadsheet here for the months of November and December, we're going to take a look and set our eyes on this dividend stock right here, Walgreens Boots Alliance. Ticker symbol WBA. So Walgreens Boots Alliance is a company you've heard of, but you've probably not heard of them as Walgreens Boots Alliance. You think of them just as Walgreens because you think of the drugstore located in your local city. But Walgreens Boots Alliance is actually an international company with multiple segments. They're in the consumer staples sector of the economy, focusing on food and staples retailing. I mentioned earlier that quality dividend streak, and it is right here, 47 consecutive years of not only paying dividends, but raising the dividend every single year. This makes Walgreens Boots Alliance not only a dividend champion, but because it's part of the S&P 500 and meets those metrics, it is a dividend aristocrat. So who exactly is Walgreens Boots Alliance? They are the largest retail health, pharmacy, and daily living destination across the United States and Europe. They have a presence in 9 countries, 13,000 retail locations, 325,000 employees, 8,886 drugstores across the United States, and when you factor in all of their retail stores internationally, 3,989. We're inside of their annual report for 2021. We can see here the company has operations in the United States and international, and these are these 2 segments of the business. Within the United States, the segment includes their Walgreens business, which is the retail operations of drugstores, health and wellness services, mail and central specialty pharmacy services, and it includes their equity investment in AmerisourceBergen. They have a very saturated footprint here in the United States. It indicates here, as of August 31st, 2021, approximately 78% of the population of the United States lived within 5 miles of either a Walgreens or a Duane Reade retail pharmacy. You can see their primary source of segment sales are pharmaceutical in nature, 76% versus 24% retail for fiscal year 2021. And then we focus on their international segment here, which consists of pharmacy-led health and beauty retail businesses outside the United States and the pharmaceutical wholesaling and distribution business in Germany. These businesses include Boots branded stores, that's where the Walgreens Boots Alliance comes from, in the United Kingdom, the Republic of Ireland and Thailand, and the Benavides brand in Mexico, and the Umada brand in Chile. You can see here for this international segment the sales for fiscal year 2021, 19% pharmaceutical, 30% retail, and 51% wholesale. The price per share for Walgreens Boots Alliance is currently $40.54 a share as of a few days ago, and you can see their dividend growth rates here. Historically, they had really strong dividend growth rates that have slowed of late. The 10-year dividend growth rate here, 7.8% on average. The 5-year dividend growth rate, an average of 5% a year. However, in the past 3 years and 1 year, it's slowed down a bit to 2.8% and 2.1%, which these numbers here align with the long-term inflation rate. For me personally, I do like to see dividend growth rates exceeding this amount and ideally being able to compete with our current short-term inflationary rates of 7, 8, 9%, which it does not do currently. Based on that price of $40.54 per share in their annual dividend, we have a dividend yield right now, right here, of 4.74%, which is higher, which is better really, than the average 5-year dividend yield they have of 4.14%. So effectively, when you factor in their average 5-year dividend yield and their current yield, we're getting a 13% discount if we're buying today. Walgreens Boots Alliance does offer weekly options if you choose to sell covered calls, which is something that I do in almost all of my own positions. And then we look at their payout ratio based on free cash flow. This is the primary way that I look for dividend safety. I look at the payout ratio based on free cash flow. This is dividends paid divided by free cash flow. Free cash flow is the money left over after you've paid all of your required expenses and invested back into the business. It is their true profit left over that they can utilize either for share buybacks or for dividends or to invest back into the business for future growth. You can see their 1-year payout ratio for 2021 was 40%. However, over the trailing 12 months, this has become inflated at 77%, which is getting close to the danger zone for me. However, when you factor in that they have a 47-year history of paying the dividend and increasing it, they have weathered tough times before. So inflating this number to 77% could be a concern. It's not one that would prevent me necessarily, based on this one metric, from buying the stock. Now, one of the key things that people think about with Walgreens Boots Alliance, something that could bring pause to your decision would be, it's got a great dividend yield, yes, and it's got pretty good dividend growth, but has their stock price done over the past few years? The past year, it's down 17.7%. And I think that's reasonable, especially considering how many other stocks, especially non-dividend stocks, have dropped 30, 40, 50% over the past year. But if we go back 5 years, meaning from 2018 through 2022, we've got a starting price of $70 back in 2017, and we're down to $40 here, which is a 42% decrease. And then if you look out 10 years, one of the best growth periods in the history of the stock market, we went from right here, we shot up, we were at $36.10 back in 2012, and we're only at just over $40 right now. And during that time frame, yes, there was quite a bit of growth here, but for the most part, it has languished compared to its competitors and other dividend stocks that have more balance when it comes to the price per share growth of the stock and the dividend payments. So given all these dividend metrics and understanding the business, does it make sense for you as a dividend investor to buy Walgreens Boots Alliance? Well, it could mean yes for some of you and not for others. It's got a great dividend yield at 4.74%, which means your money is going a lot farther than it would if you bought dividend stocks with a yield of 1, 2, or 3%. And you can increase the amount of cash flow you generate from this company by selling covered calls if you can own at least 100 shares. For somebody looking to hold dividend stocks long term and let that compounding of dividend reinvestment occur over the long term, and somebody who's willing to, check in on individual dividend stocks, Walgreens Boots Alliance can make a lot of sense. It also might make a lot of sense for somebody who needs retirement income right now and is looking to own a diversified portfolio of dividend stocks with higher dividend yields right now. If you're somebody that likes a little bit more balance between share price growth and dividend growth, say somebody who owns stocks like Microsoft and Apple, where you have some dividend payments, however, a lot of the profit is reinvested back into the business and there's more growth involved, then this might not be as ideal of a dividend stock for you. I do like Walgreens Boots Alliance for the fact that it is a consumer staples company. It's a company you can expect to still perform even when there are issues in the economy, when we're going into recession. People still go to Walgreens because they need prescriptions filled and or they go there to shop instead of going to more expensive locations. Walgreens Boots Alliance is not currently in my portfolio, but it is one that I'm looking to add back in there very soon because of the fact that it's got that really strong dividend track record and it has a really good dividend yield right now, and it has the ability to sell covered calls. What other dividend stocks do you want me to take a look at and highlight and look at all the underlying metrics? Make sure to leave your 2 cents down in the comments below. Leave me that feedback. I'll take a look at those other dividend stocks, and I respond to all comments that I receive on the day I post a video. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching.